Do you like running down the street naked? I don't. It takes a lot of courage. Courage you will find if you wear one of these Polizei 144 shirts. And if you wear one, you might even start talking like this. Like the time Clint Eastwood said to me, "That's a pretty fancy jacket." That's the same thing he would say to you if you were wearing one of these shirts, available at polizei144.com. Or you could click the link in the description to find the link you need. Because I don't drive junk. Is that how it's supposed to go? Are you sure that works with that voice? Ah, fuck it. If the greatest car in the world is truly so great, why did the only owner in the world willing to lend us one have to drive 1,000 miles to face off against the Morgan three-wheeler? This week, 1994, supercharged Mazda Miata. Wheels and tires. The Mazda comes with these 15-inch murdered out wheels, which are 3 inches more than Lexington Steel's work organ, but 3 inches short of Morgan's 18-inch stock wheels. Therefore, this is junk and the Morgan wins. Do you like character? I do. That's why these headlights are so fascinating, because prone to failure and likely to fail at exactly the wrong moment, they lend a lot of character to the Miata. This is a rare feature where the Miata wins and the Morgan is junk. Specs. These wheels and tires are 15 by 7. 3 times 7 is 21. The Morgan has 3 wheels. 21 plus 3 is 24. There are 24 hours in the day, not one of which I want to be driving the Miata instead of the Morgan. Therefore, this is junk and the Morgan wins. Every Miata owner will tell you that it's destined to be a future classic. The problem with future classics is that future is always tomorrow, never today. Therefore, this is junk and the Morgan wins. We need to talk about this license plate. Look at all the messages here. 45, obviously a Trump supporter. 918, the Porsche the owner wishes he owned. Red carnation, the flowers in the grave of his hopes of a happy relationship with a woman of the opposite sex. That doesn't make sense, but nor does this plate. So much to discover, not in this car. Taillights, a big problem, because the Gen 2 taillights look aftermarket when they're stock from the factory. Therefore, this is junk and the Morgan wins. And then you have these latches which hold the hardtop roof to the vehicle, which, what are these, a belt buckle from Hot Topic? Everything about this car is a lie. This spoiler actually serves a purpose. It spoils what little design there is up to the vehicle. Also, it's attached with tape, which means it serves no purpose. You know what would serve a purpose? If you open the trunk and propped it open and used that as a spoiler. And then you have these panel gaps, which would make Elon Musk wet, repaired with this cheap electrical tape, which actually suggests that the owner drives the car and knows how to fix it, which means that it's a tag for the Morgan three-wheeler. Speaking of les, everyone knows sports cars are supposed to be aerodynamic. In 1994, Mazda tried to tell you this is a driver's car, and yet you have these very unaerodynamic wipers that are above the line of the hood, which makes no sense. Therefore, it is not very aerodynamic, because the Morgan doesn't have wipers at all. The engine bay is full of parts not made by Mazda, which suggests that they don't know how to make a car. And among the problems is that it's got polished heads, which is not something that's going to be happening to the owner of this vehicle. This is junk and the Morgan wins. Ingress and egress. We have to remove this belt, and then we have to, oh God, these, snug. In life, every second counts, and that's why these mirrors pose a big problem. If you want to adjust them, they're not motorized, and you have to lower the window, and the windows are like this. I don't have time for this. I need to drive. I need to be doing something. Not this. This is junk and the Morgan wins. Let's talk about the interior. The interior of the Miata is actually quite impressive. It is basically indistinguishable from that of the Morgan. All the switches are analog. Everything appears to be in its place. Everything seems to work. And of course you have this beautiful period correct Kenwood head unit. But then you've got a problem. And the problem is that this steering wheel, it removable, has these magnets, and then you turn, and then, oops, this is whack. I don't like that. And then you've got the 5-point harnesses, which are not valid after 2015. That's not safe, because in the Morgan you have only a 1-point harness, and it's kept in the bedroom. Whereas in the Miata, the 5-point harness tells the story of the intercourse you will be having, which will not be by choice, at least on the part of your partner.
What the fuck did I just witness? I just watched a bald man with a stupid voice review the best car ever made, potentially, that will save the United States from the autonomous robots that are coming our way. And this is a glitzy piece of shit that has no value in any other market other than for automotive enthusiasts and for cheap women.
I mean, It's very exciting. Brakes are squishy, the power is quite good. The steering is vague. It has a radar detector. The inputs and outputs aren't directly correlated. It's noisy, it's buzzy, feels like it's about to break in every way, exactly like the Morgan. I think I might love it, except that no one notices. We're basically invisible. The visibility is literally and figuratively horrible. I know what the Miata is. It's the world's greatest car for everyone who can't afford a Morgan. But like a dream, the Morgan will always call to the Miata owner, and the Miata will never call to the Morgan owner. Therefore, this is junk, and the Morgan wins.